Howdy folks, Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and thank you for all the feedback I got yesterday on my on the return from the experiment video and kind of the map forward on where we're going to go. So today I thought I better get everybody kind of caught up on the 5th edition campaign we've been running back here in the tavern here. So to refresh your memories, our campaign here is called, our DM has called it The Tower and the Crown. This is just my journal here. You can buy these on Amazon. They're just a D&D journal type of a deal to just write down your notes and stuff like that. I figured I'll just, you know, because we've been going, we did 3.5, now we're doing 5th edition, and, you know, our next one, I think somebody else is going to, another person is going to do 1st edition, so I'll just start doing these for each and every campaign for my notes. So, The Tower and the Crown. To do a quick recap, it's a homebrew campaign that our DM Jonathan came up with. Of course, using he's got his own game world that he's designed, his own game map and everything. And basically, the synopsis is that throughout history in his realm, the elves have enslaved, historically, have enslaved the humans. And sometime in the recent past, humans have, before our, you know, campaign started, the humans have gotten their independence. And there is the main town of Redmont that we're in, and there was another town not too far away called Oakhurst, and when our characters start up, and the bottom line is that there's a new threat. We don't know if it's because of the elves, but a lot of creatures like orcs and goblins and the like are starting to attack different, you know, in different places, whether it's alongside the road, you know, travelers alongside the road. And after our company started, after our band of adventurers got together, Oakhurst was attacked, and pretty mercilessly. And the bottom line is everybody has now in the area has basically retreated to Redmont to kind of do a final stand type of a thing of this impending onslaught that's coming. And our group was dispatched initially to go down to Oakhurst and see if we could help, but it was too late. We investigated a spire that we had to take care of to get the Firbolg, the half-giant type race, to help come back to Redmont and kind of recruit them to come back and help fortify the city walls and all that, because they're very good at that. But we had to go to this spire first for them and investigate it and vanquish what was in there, which we did. We went back, the Firbolg agreed, and has since gone, we accompanied them back to Redmont for them to help do the reinforcements. At a certain point, there was a banquet held, because in the spire that we went to, we also rescued the prince that was there from Redmont, and he's the one who convinced the Firbolg, you know, to come and help. And so his return, of course, there's a banquet now, and at the banquet, there was an assassination attempt. Matter of fact, there were several disguised assassins as servers in the banquet hall that all simultaneously tried to kill everybody. And they did. They killed a couple prominent members of the city, but they did not get the prince, and they did not get. They only got one member of our party, our fire dancer. She fell, and some other prominent members, NPCs, fell. And then, of course, we had planned to go to a place called Castle Rend because we believed that's where the threat was originating from. But this attack, this assassination attempt, basically built a fire on us, under us, to go do that because, you know, the threat was upon us even faster than we had expected with this assassination attempt. So, I mean, and this is kind of a quick, you know, synopsis. There's a lot of stuff I'm leaving out and everything, but you're getting the gist of it just to get you caught up. So, we have hence found a entrance into Castle Rend through a cave that just kind of mistakenly we went into to rest. And just like out of The Hobbit, or was it The Lord of the Rings, wherever it was that I can't remember, I think that The Hobbit, where the dwarves they go into a cave, and then the back of the cave is a secret entrance, and they basically open it and kidnap all of us, just like they did in The Hobbit, like they did with the dwarves in The Hobbit. And we end up fighting our way out of that. Another member of our party dies. Our cleric, he gets eaten by an Umber Hulk, literally eviscerated by an Umber Hulk. And so we lost our cleric. And Brad, who was playing him, has since re-rolled as a barbarian. So we have only one healer now. We have a druid as our healer. And, well, we have a bard who can also heal a little bit. So we do have, you know, we've got that, but we don't have an actual legit cleric, but we do have some healing. So, anyway, so that turned out to be an back entrance into Castle Rend. Without us even knowing it, we were in there, and now we are fighting our way through Castle Rend. That kind of gives you the quick down and dirty of where we're at. You'll excuse me. I am drinking a very special brew today. This, again, you'll notice a lot of my beers are going to be from Bohemian Brewery, which I've spoken of many times. And I know I've talked about this particular one, but it's been a while. So for those of you that may have missed it, this is called Czechulator, as in Czech Republic, but play on words, Czechulator, and it is a Doppelbock, a German-style Doppelbock. And it is a legit Doppelbock. It's a limited release. They only do it once a year in very limited batches, and it's very expensive when you buy it. I only bought 2 6-packs. That's all I was willing to put out for, because it's quite pricey. So I only have one. You know, I just started in the second 6-pack. So, but it is 8.7% alcohol. So this is a much stiffer beer than normal. Anyway, so that's what's on tap for today. Now that you guys are caught up on the gist of what's happening in our campaign, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my character. I have a monk. His name is Tram Gunderson, and his origin story is that he was at a monastery, and I named it the Red Hand Monastery. So at the very beginning of the campaign, and it's a monastery for mercenary monks, and I put in my backstory that while I was there, I also was learning to brew beer. My monk was learning to brew beer, and his specialization when he got to whatever it was, level 3 or 4, whenever it is you pick your specialization, is the Drunken Master specialization for monk. I thought that was quite fitting. And he has since set up a brewing operation in the city of Redmont, in Jenny's Tavern. And Jenny, we'll talk about Jenny in a little bit. But anyway, so he has his own brewing operation. And as a result, the banquet that I spoke of where the assassination attempt happened, his beer was actually requisitioned to be the beer, what do you call it? The premium beer for the banquet. So, because people liked it so much. So he's already got a reputation as a brewer on top of being a monk. Now, I mentioned about the monastery because the very first adventure, the very first session of gaming, my monk was killed. And just so you understand his mentality, the way I'm playing him is, I'm sure everybody here has probably seen Game of Thrones. I am playing him like the Dothraki. Just charging in and, balls out, caution be damned, go in and kick ass. And that's what he does every single time. So he died on the very first session, and he prayed to his deity as he was dying. I said, well, I'm going to ask to my deity to help me, and I got no response. And then fade to black as my character was dying, he was spoken to by a different deity. And this deity said, I will save you, but you have to devote yourself to me. And however I was meant to affirm that, I did. My character did. Tram did. Absolutely. I asked my deity for help. He ignored me, and you're here to help me. Yes, I will be devout towards you. And so he has. And as a result, now, the way I'm playing this is, to me, for that character, when your character dies like that, or, you have a near-death experience, whatever, I'm guessing it's a life-changing, a life-altering event. So, he began to question everything. Why am I a mercenary for this monastery? Why am I sending all my money back to them that I'm earning out here being a monk and a mercenary? Why am I doing that when the deity that we follow left me to die and didn't offer any assistance, and another deity came along and saved me? So he has since quit sending money to the monastery. He's even been approached. At one point, I can't remember where we were, but somebody had been sent from the monastery because they hadn't heard from me and I hadn't been sending any money. They were like, well, go collect his body or find out why he's not sending us any money. And I basically told him to go fuck off. I was like, no, I don't give a shit. You guys, I'm not loyal to you guys anymore. Our deity left me to die. Didn't even raise a finger to help me, and another deity stepped up, and so I am now following her. And then he kind of said, all right, I'll take your message back, and that's been the end of that. So I don't know where that's going to go or whatever, but the bottom line is, I've basically turned myself into a mercenary for myself. My character has turned as a mercenary for himself. He has helped out in the town of Redmont, by, brewing the beer, and then Jenny, who runs the tavern, he has started a love interest with her, and so he's given her some money to buy, he's requisitioned some armor for her because he's not sure how things are going to go, and he wants her to at least have a fighting chance, and he's given her some money just in case he gets killed. So he's been trying to be a little bit benevolent towards other people that he cares about and so forth. But he's no longer buying into this whole monastery tithing thing, It was a awakening for him, the near-death experience and everything. So that's where we're at. And by the way, so the way I'm playing him is no fear. So he has been near death almost every single session, because he races in there and he gets his goddamn quota. He kicks the shit out of people. He's a monk, drunken master, and he kicks the shit out of people, but he generally gets himself in a little too deep. and ends up having to have somebody heal him, drag his ass out, whatever, you know. But I'm not going to change. I'm not going to stop playing him that way. That's the character. That's how he is. That's, you know, I'm not just going to stop doing that because, you know, I'm afraid he's going to die and I'm going to have to re-roll or something. I'm just going to play him. That's Tram Gunderson, and that's what he's going to do. And like I said, he's been on death's door a few times. He died once and then was luckily brought back by his deity, his new deity. And he's since had to have, you know, been healed, you know, to keep from dying. He's made death saves. He's done the whole bit, you know. And, but he's also done some pretty cool shit, too. I have very high acrobatics. So, like if I see somebody on horseback, he will take a flying leap at their ass and jump up and either grab hold of them and pull them off the mount, or knock him off the mount and then take over the mount. He actually took over a Drake mount, and he almost had the damn thing broke because he had to keep rolling. You know, I had to keep rolling and make successful rolls against this Drake. And if I had made enough, I would have broke him and he'd have been my mount. But I didn't quite do it. But yeah, I kicked the shit out of the guy, took his mount, the whole. I mean, he's done some cool stuff. And that's Tram Gunderson. That's the Tower and the Crown. That's where we're at. We're in Castle Rend. We've been fighting our asses off. And we're not that deep into it. So, there's going to be a lot more to come, I'm sure. But, so we've lost our Fire Dancer and the player, for the Fire Dancer. She's no longer playing. Her work schedule just didn't work out, so it kind of worked out when she got killed. It kind of worked out because she was having a hard time coming and playing anyway because of her work schedule. So so we basically now have well, I've got the names right here because I can't remember them all. So we have Abe, or Aberon, but I call him Abe. He's a fighter. We have Lorak, who is a Firbolg druid. He's our druid. We also lost going way back. The second I died first and got resurrected by the deity, and then we lost our sorcerer Stonewall. He died in the Spire, and his replacement is now Puddles. And I think he's a mage. Pretty sure he's a mage. So we have Tram, Puddles, Abe, Lorak, and then we have the cleric died, so the replacement, the barbarian, is George W. Bushmaster. And that's Brad, my buddy Brad, playing George W. Bushmaster, the barbarian. And his son is down from college, and he's been playing with us as the bard, which we found in the sewer. He was living in the sewer in Redmont, kind of a homeless bard, and he named his character Dick Cheney. So we have George W. Bushmaster and Dick Cheney in the group. So that's our group right there. It is a motley crew. We have a lot of fun, and we'll see where it goes from here. But on one of the next videos, I want to talk about D&D Beyond. I have strongly mixed feelings about D&D Beyond. The 5th edition, for those who don't know, the 5th edition digital assistant or digital app for 5th edition is called D&D Beyond. And I have strongly mixed feelings. So, anyway, that's the catch-up there on the Tower and the Crown. If you guys have any other questions or whatever, put them in the comments. Please hit like, hit the bell, subscribe, whatever. Follow me on social media. I'm trying to start posting a lot more to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole bit, pictures, whatever, you know. So we got to get to this 4,000 hour deal. So I'm going to start cranking out these videos. You're going to get sick of seeing my face. So anyway, guys, we will catch you on the flip side.